Hello everyone and welcome to the International Racing League. The 2023 season's second round takes us to Mexico. It's the first time since 2007 the series has been to Mexico, and it's the first time this series has ever been to this track, the Oval Juarez, which is a short oval right off the Texas-Mexico border. Major news headlines entering this race, and there's two of them. First off, Chris Racin was sent to the back of the grid after his collision with Tesla Wolff in the dying stages at the round of California. And also, bigger news, car 53, driven by Jeff Reed, was disqualified from the round of California for his car being underweight. Reed did score some points, and because of that, there was some changes to the finishing order and the points, as we will show that to you real quick. So if you look here, Jeff Reed did originally finish 7th, however, because of this disqualification, that's going to knock him out of the points. Harrington stays in the top 10. Viola Ling enters the top 10, and Saba Gogormeshvi becomes the first Georgian-born driver, the country of Georgia, not the state, to score points in an International Racing League event. There's also some other big changes, and that is to the point standings. Really shouldn't call them big, but they do move a bit, move 23rd through 25th around a little bit. Originally, Wesley Jewell was 25th in points, followed by Tesla Wolff, and then Saba Gogormeshvi was 26th. However, because of this, because of the 53's disqualification, Jewell and Wolff both moved up a spot, and Wesley Jewell did claim the points bonus. Thus, this puts him ahead of Tesla Wolff, while Gogormeshvi enters the points at 25th. For those wondering, the 53 car is currently sitting last at the bottom of the table, so 36th overall. With all the position changes covered from the round of California, let's take a look at the starting grid for the round of Mexico. Eric Monaco puts Red Bull on the pole for the first time ever in their series history, and Smithley's on his outside. Smithley won at the round of Pennsylvania last year at the Steelback Stadium, which is very similar to this track. On row 2 is the other Red Bull, Dylan Speed and Rick Rod going for the Independence Trophy. Row 3, Inky Harrison, last weekend's winner, and Henton Harrington with an amazing qualifying effort. Harrington's been running in a few sportsman series to get prepared for this event. Row 4, Edmund Berlin and Evan Carson. Berlin, both contenders in the round of California. Berlin would have probably had a much bigger effect if he wasn't wiped out. Row 5, Viola Ling and Alyssa Hart, both good short track racers. Hart won the IRL title last year. That has a lot of short tracks. Allison Holiday and Vulcan Daniel row 6. Holiday grew up in the American short tracks. Daniel is the reigning champion. Andy Piper in row 7 makes his series debut, driving for the LH2 Motorsports team, and Kaylee Zappa in car number 60. Saba Gogormeshvi has proven that the time in California was not a waste, and he put the car on 15th. On his outside will be Jeff Bonner for AK Racing. Both cars made a good run. Row 9, Aiden Jackson, Brandy Thorne, both not really good at the short tracks, but doing their best. Row 10, Caitlin Tannerhill and Baggett Regazzoni. Regazzoni has shown flashes of brilliance all weekend and throughout their small career. Row 11, Wesley Jewell and Carlos Rodriguez. Rodriguez returning the 95 car. Both winning more. Same for West and Butler in row 12. Row 13, Beast Hughes and Tesla Wolff, about what they expected, probably surprising a lot of people. Nathan Norman also surprised people in the wrong way. He's already down 27th, along with Everett Masana. They have a new pit strategist after the blender, their pit blender in California. Row 15, Jeff Reed, after his disqualification in California, wants to score some more points. Pierre Lamont with a horrible qualifying effort. Alexa Ryan and Ryan Richter on the row behind them. Surprised with Team Star USA cars to be this deep in the grid, considering they're meant for short tracks. Rich Roy and Jared Jackson struggling with their Chevrolets, seemingly as always, which has been a trend since last year. Gase Bryan was qualified 35th, and Chris Regazzoni would have been probably inside the top 10 if it wasn't for his penalty that he received at California. The grid is set here for the round of Mexico. Quick notes about this track is that it goes through tires, well, quickly. You thought California was bad? You could be up to 4 seconds quicker at the start of your run than you are at the end of it. And we've seen a lot of tire pop here, which we've seen great finishes in the Mexican series, the local Mexican series here. Great finishes mainly because of cars running out of tires and not conserving well. So this race should be fun and entertaining. as the field is rolling, as we got Holiday on the inside of some cars. So Bogart Daniels, I don't know what they're doing, but they're 4 wide back there, and that's jumbling up the field because I don't think anyone knows what's going on. They didn't wave off the start, which is probably a mistake, but green flag. Monaco and Smithley side by side in turn 1. We already have contact, and that's the reigning champion on the wall. Bogart Daniels hit the wall on the end of lap 1, at the start of lap 1. And there's chaos in the back. The Red Bulls get away the first and second. No, it's going to be nothing because they're coming back to the caution. Here's what happened. 4 wide. Bogart Daniels decided to move underneath the 7 car for some reason, coming to the green flag. I don't think that's a legal start, and I think the stewards are looking at this. But then it gets more damning as the 1 pushes up the racetrack and collects the 7 car. Both cars on the wall. We can't play Alyssa Hart's radio because there's way too many expletives. I cannot explain this. Bogart Daniels has been in this series a lot longer than Alyssa Hart has, and should know better not to dive underneath someone entering turn 1 like it's the last race of your life. Kaylee Zappa's on board. That looks even more embarrassing. Coming back to the caution, Roy Inks' day is going to go from bad to worse to terrible. Roy may have a good amount of positions coming back to the caution. However, entering turn 1, either he's going to move up the track or Jeff Bonner is going to come down the track. Probably a mix of both, as they're going to go both into the wall, and you can see cars 1 and 56 are going to the rear of the field. 29 a clip of the 50 car. That's why he has some damage. As you can see, Holiday receiving the penalty. Let's try this again, shall we? Top 2 are Red Bulls of Eric Monaco and Dylan Speeds. Behind them, Rick Rod, who's an independent trophy driver who did a pretty decent job in California. Green flags out. Let's try this again. Monaco gets a good jump over his teammate Dylan Speeds, who's caught sleeping on the restart, and he's getting swarmed by, actually no, never mind, Rick Rod's under attack from Ingy Harrison. Dylan Speeds, car number 82, teammate to Monaco, but he was the quickest car in first practice, but Monaco has had his number all weekend. As Harrison making a move underneath them. The Icelander, who's a sophomore this year, has proven that she's not all just talk. And there's a reason why she's here. She scored her first few wins at the end of last season, and scored her first win of the season at the season opener in California. Rick Rod throwing it underneath Dylan Speeds, and I think the 2 cars just bounced off the wall. This is going to give Rod and Speeds an opportunity as they enter turn 1. Harrison tries to cover them off, but to no avail. Side by side for third, Viola Ling, that 16 car, looking for any chance to get past both of them if something goes wrong. Same with Danny Jackson, who's been doing a great job with the cars as he goes 3 wide. Chris Regazzoni sent to the rear of the field after his pulling in front of the 420 car with a smoking car. He's recovering nicely. He's moving his way through the field, and something I've noticed, that 45 car has gone backwards. Carlos Rodriguez is back, car number 85 for Universal Motorsports. Fan favorite here, mainly because he can speak the native language. Native language being Spanish. Jeffrey was disqualified after the run of California, as we mentioned, for his car being underweight. He's recovering nicely, trying to get some desperately needed points after that funny blunder. Just got passed by Everett Masson, who has a new pit strategist after the blunder in California. And Andy Piper is making his debut in car number 63. Piper runs in the same sportsman league that Penn Harrington used to train themselves up for this race. He's right over there for mixed success. However, this time he has factory support, and I think it's proving he's well up the order. He's getting past Dylan Speeds, who's falling like a rock. The 1 car of Bogart Daniels, despite getting a penalty and having the brake side caved in, is still making her way through the field, probably much to the chagrin to the Roy Inc. drivers. Actually, Rich Roy is not too far behind them. Here is the other Roy Inc. driver, Alyssa Hart, who was kind of driven into the wall. Don't know if there's going to be any investigation into it. I wouldn't put it past the stewards to look at it. No, Hart is struggling with that 7 car. They're clearing Alexa Ryan. Meanwhile, at the back of the front of the field, we got the battle for third happening between Rick Rod and Ada Jackson. This battle for second, excuse me. Jackson put the bumper to the 175. Ivan Carson, that 27 car, lurking in the background. Carson almost won the round of California, but that same pit strategy blunder that took out the 50 car, also bet him. Jackson all over the back of the 175 car. Ever since he joined Connor Sport, we've seen a different Ada Jackson. The young Ferrari driver seems shy and a little bit more passive, as joined this team and has taken it by storm. We expected Devin Butler to be the lead driver, but Devin Butler, well, had some issues in California and is struggling here. Aiden Jackson near the front of the field. It's probably about time we see him score a win. He's come close on a few occasions. He grabbed a podium in his rookie year when he was driving for what was then IRL Cali Racing. He's going to go for second though on the 175 car. So he scored a few podiums, so we know this pace is there. But well, this is probably the first time he has a chance to show it. He gets by the 175, and Ivan Carson's looking for third. Eric Monaco is running away with this. He's been by far the fastest car all weekend, and it's showing. This BMW is really starting to pull away from literally everyone. Rick Ron, though, is going to try to make a pass to the 89 car on the high line. That is not exactly recommended. Here comes Ivan Carson, though. Carson's run is going to stall out. Now he's entering turn 3, entering turn 4. Maybe sizing up a move on A. Jackson. We don't know yet. Beezus Hughes, car number 97. A very impressive run in California, and she's backing this up. She's inside the top 15. This car struggled at the hands of John Barr, and look, Beezus Hughes is doing wonders with it. Salvador Meshfi, as we mentioned, the first Georgian to score points, and has a new paint job. DHL is going to be on this car for all the races outside the United States, which is about half of them. So, nice to see some alternate paint color schemes, as Eric Monaco has already caught lap traffic. Dylan Speeds, his teammate, is falling through the field. They must have looked the qualifying stuff on the 82 car, because he is going absolutely nowhere. Which is a problem. Aiden Jackson is currently running second. His teammates in sixth. Connorsport in the top 10, both their cars, which is very good for a new team. They are running Koenigsegg's, and we were wondering how well they're going to do. And it looks like they're doing quite well. Actually, you can see coming to the straight and bound, there's Devin Butler running in fifth. Alyssa Hart, car 7, pits the car on lap 38. And the 83 will follow. And the 175 will pit 1 lap later. You can see the 89 car stays out. He will also pit the next lap on lap 40. Salvador Menchi is going to lead a lap, adding more accolades on lap 41. However, Eric Monaco still leads. Gogor Menchi, the first Georgian driver now to lead a lap in International Racing League competition. Must feel good. Let's see, 83 car running well, and looks like it's going to hold the lead. Yes, he will. Battle for, looks like right inside the top 10, about for 8th between Devin Butler and Carlos Rodriguez. As Rodriguez gets into the back of the 59 car, or 71 car, but they managed to save it. Butler's probably not going to be too thrilled about that. Here's another car who is deep in the field. It is the 24 car. He's trying to deal, though, with the Wesley Jewell, and I don't mean deep in the field, I mean just outside the top 10. Orman desperately struggling, though, with this car. Same with his teammate, and the only car that seems to be working in that brigade is the part-time car, 3 wide. Dylan Speed sticking his nose in as Allison Holiday roughs up the American. The California native, not California native, excuse me, Holiday making a move on the inside of the 24, is going to sweep the racetrack, and he is also falling backwards. The Universal Motorsport cars have been struggling all weekend, and despite Orman's and Rodriguez's best efforts, it's been going nuts. Now he's about to go 3-1 with both Ferraris of Viola Wing and Chris Regazzoni. Regazzoni's been flying through the field, and that 83 car is in the background, and he's about to put laps with drivers inside the top 15. That's how fast the 83 car is, and it is frightening. Orman, though, continues to go backwards, which is kind of sad to see. Those runners were looking good at the start of the season, and here is the 59 car, who is nowhere even near the points. Anyway, car number 01 of Kyle West, having a good run. He was booed in driver introductions, probably because of the sponsor. I don't know if it was good naturally or not, but do what you will. Andy Piper, the independent super effort driver, has caught Devin Butler and is now going to start putting pressure on him. This is a nice debut for Piper. Another nice run for another rookie, and that would be Eric Monaco, who is in the points. He has put Nathan Orman lap down. Regazzoni now fighting Kyle West. Not anymore. Car number 64 is going to continue having a bad season. Two starts, two DNFs. Looks a lot like his teammate season last year, as Rick Rod is now attacking Ivan Carson. This is for third, I believe. Carson trying to do the best he can to defend, but that's going to be difficult. Very difficult. Looks like the 175 clears 27. And this is about for second. 175 car is going to hold second at the line, and to make matters worse for Carson, here comes the Barbie Mobile, driven by Ace Smith, lead of Dodge, for Walker Dodge Racing. Again, Smithley won at Steelback Stadium last season, which is very similar to this track. And, you know, she knows how to drive it. Takes third away from the 27. This car's slow going backwards because now Aiden Jackson is all over the back bumper of the 27 car. Lap traffic probably isn't helping, but the 27 is about second slower than everyone inside the top 10. And he is going to pit on lap 73 to try to fix the tire problem. The A3 will pit with them as Jeff Free is doing some landscaping. Ace Smithley pits on lap 74, and Caitlin Tannehill, another Pennsylvanian, is going to pit on lap 75. Eric Monaco is going to hold the lead, however. Just pure dominance by the 83 and the Washington native, if I'm correct, as Tessa Wolf has yet to pit yet, and that shows you this pace of someone who's pitted and someone who's yet to pit. Kyle West inside the top 15, having a solid run, got on the podium in California last weekend, and he is not going to finish on the podium here. Plume of smoke signals the end for the American stay. He must have slipped on his oar or something because he went way wide into Aiden Jackson. Nowhere to go for the American, or for the Brit. Nowhere for Jared Jackson to go. Nowhere for Ace Smithley to go. Berlin flips the 89 over. The Thorn split the gap, and here comes Gogo Menchie piling in for no reason. Big shame for Smithley, who was running into the podium and probably was going to be on the podium. I wonder if the 01 got loose entering the turn, which is why he shot the racetrack. Nowhere for Jackson to go, really nowhere for Ace Smithley to go. Brady Thorne split the gap, and there goes the 89 up and over. On board with Aiden Jackson. The 01 kind of cut across him, but then again, when you're driving on oil and the second you hit paint, there's really nothing you can do. And I wonder if he was having issues controlling the car. Jackson and Smithley both go out of the race. You see the damage to the 14 car. Gogo Menchie was also going to go out of the race. However, his DNF is more self-inflicted. Andy Piper was the only driver not to pit under that caution. Thus, he's going to hold the lead. This is going to be go for bad to work, or not good bad to work. He's having a good run, but this is going to go probably pretty poorly considering everyone behind him has fresh tires, including the 83 car who almost chopped the nose off of Bulgard Daniel. I think Carson just hit the wall in the background. He's sliding backwards again. Monaco underneath the 63 car. By the time they enter turn number 4, he's going to have the lead. Rich Roy desperately wants caution now. If he gets one, he'll be back on the lap as the 420 is reporting some sort of problem, and Wolf is going to bail into the pit lane. Not a good start for her. Excuse for her. Her run up California got ruined by an Italian. Rick Round roughs up Andy Piper a bit and is going to try to get past the 63 car, and it looks like he will by the time they enter turn number 3. Piper's sliding backwards, but I think he is waiting for a caution as there are 4 wide deep in the field, like this incident here. So that might happen. Oh, into the wall, into Rogozoni, and around goes to 27, and that's going to be another caution on lap 89. D. Thornton got involved, but I don't see much damage on the 13 car. 17 has some small damage, but I don't think it's going to hurt her. Most of the field pitted. You can see the 83 car is not in the top 10 because they had a disaster of a pit stop. Rick Rod, though, is in the top 10. However, the top 3 didn't pit, so I don't expect them to last around long. The 82 car, though, did pit, and is, I wouldn't say Red Bull's last hope, but it's going to be difficult for Monaco to get through the field. I see Zappa already sliding up the racetrack. There are 4 wide. That's Wesley Jewell making a 4 wide. He was going from 6 to, looks like he's going to try to vault himself up the running order. Andy Piper here in the middle. And that caution got into the 82 a little bit. And long goes the 82, and long goes the 71, and Piper holds 3rd. Eric Monaco had a horrible stop and is just picking his way through the field on the inside, which is probably the best thing to do. Wesley Jewell started 6th after a few laps. He's already on the bumper of the 175. Fresh tires versus old tires. All Ling behind them, though, not a factor. A lap car. 19 goes to the point. No, Rod's going to lead that lap. Though I don't think he's going to be able to hold it entering turn 1. The 19 slides underneath them, and new race leader Wesley Jewell, who did well at California. Someone else did well at California but blew the pit strategy was his 50 car, and because of that, they fired the pit strategist. So Everett Masana has a local person. I shouldn't say local because they hired the person for the rest of the season. But Mexican running the pit strategy for the rest of the season. Very well known down here, though. Masana is running in 22nd. As Rick Rod's now defending Ingi Eriksson. This is for 2nd, though that's going to last quite exactly how I think it's going to last. Rick Rod on old tires, struggling. And Garrison very much not struggling, and it's going to take second. And here's Eric Monaco, who currently runs 5th. He wins 4th. He's going to try to get 4th from Devin Butler, who slides up the racetrack. Monaco really using that white paint on the inside to make his passes stick, and he will. He's going to get past the 175 car, and it's Devin Butler's turn to get past the 175 car. Rod is struggling, if you couldn't tell. Anyway, battle for... Actually, it's not really a battle. This is just showing how fast that 83 car is. He's up to 3rd, and now he's going for 2nd on Ingi Eriksson. Worth noting that the 175 car was 3rd. Eriksson going to try to pin off the 83 car. Keep in mind, the 2 and 83 are on the same tire. Should say the same. Yeah, they pit on the same lap. Let's put it like that. And that's how fast Monaco is. Blowing by the 2 car like she's not even there. Monaco, really putting on a performance of a lifetime. He's now on the bumper of Wesley Jewell, the Toyota driver, looking for his first one. He almost scored it last year at California, thanks to pit strategy, but he's looking to score a win on pace. However, that 83 car is pretty damn fast. Monaco takes the lead after starting 15th, only about 10 laps ago, and here's the third car who didn't pit, Kaylee Zappa, getting lapped. That strategy is not working. Wesley Jewell is, well, looks like there's problems, possibly problems with that 71 car. Wesley Jewell running 2nd, trying to run down the race leader. Tessa Wolf is going to pit on lap 120. Rod follows her. So 48 will pit on lap 121. Wolf is just running around getting doing some test laps, just getting used to the car and team. Wesley Jewell is not pitting. He's trying to hold off the 2 car. This would be the battle for 2nd. Never mind. Something's wrong with that car. I don't know if it's a gearbox issue like Butler might be having, or if this is something completely unrelated. It is well into the 100 degrees, so I wonder if these engines might be getting cooked. But again, a huge disappointment though for Wesley Jewell, who was probably could have won the round of California if it wasn't for the lap 2 incident with him and Edmund Berlin. And well, this surely isn't helping the 19 car. He's on the inside, going into the pits. Rick Rod not paying any attention, and that little contact is going to take the 175 out. Let's see. He can see the 19 there. The 19 definitely is a pride Duke. Meanwhile, at the end of the field that isn't having a brain explosion, Allison Holiday is currently holding the lead. Don't think this 56 car is going to pit this lap from the center of the next lap. Anyway, something I noticed about Mid-Atlantic Motorsports and most of the Fords, they've been on fire as of late, in a good way. AK Racing and Rickway Racing, who are both the customer teams, have been scrambling for like the bottom half of the top 10 in this race and in California. Meanwhile, the Chevrolets, like Retroy behind her, have been seemingly nowhere, and it's been a trend since last season. Don't know if Chevrolet didn't bring a good car again. Meanwhile, Halsey pits on lap 124. Monaco pits on lap 125. Here's him exiting the pits. You can see the 2 car behind him, and that just basically shows where he's in the lead. However, Jarrett Jackson has put the pit strategy cap on. He's running 2nd, which is good for an Independence Trophy effort because the 09 car is also an Independence Trophy, but a lap down. Here's the 19 car. They repaired the damage and whatever was wrong with mechanically. He's having a good run. Still, a good run is now a relative term for him, as with the 2 car passing the 48s, as Rich Roy is not happy over the radio, and why should he? 56 and 95 are battling for positions for about 8th. The only car in the top 10 for Universal Motorsports is that 95 car, as now Eric Monaco is starting to put laps of cars, or putting cars inside the top 10 a lap down. Here is Jared Jackson going about to lose 3rd. He is struggling. That car is not as fast as literally everyone else around him. Jared Jackson, though, 7-time champion, still doing wonders, as the 63 car has fallen back a bit through the field. However, he's still inside the top 10, which is good for his Independence Trophy, considering that Jared Jackson is well ahead of him. Here is Jared Jackson. He's going a lap down. So the 48 pit strategy has backfired. I shouldn't say backfired. That was a Hail Mary, because that car is exactly fast. Here's the 71 car running inside the top 5. So Devin Butler having a good run in the Connor Sport car, considering his teammate went out because of I jinxed him. Butler in trouble. Probably a gearbox issue considering what's happened earlier, but he seems surprised. And the team also seems surprised that he didn't take their warning. Anyway, Tesla Wolf pits, and the 48 will shortly follow. This is on lap 158. As Harrington's up in smoke. Problems for the Washington native, who's having an amazing run. Harrington qualifies as the top 10. They're running about top 15, top 20-ish range, which is good for that AK Racing team. And this is the fourth caution of the day, lap 160, about just under 100 laps to go. And okay, that's weird. Mako hit the pit lane. Here's an on board, so the 45 is blowing up in front of him. Let's see, green light's still on. As he enters the pit lane here, if he gets to the commitment line, okay, light changes then, he's already hit the commitment line, he's fine. That yellow line that you saw there was the commitment line. As the 84 car looks like it's having a mechanical problem issue of some kind, but anyway, Monaco hit the commitment line before the light change, which keeps him as the leader. Don't think that's going to be a popular decision, but Inge Harrison is in second, followed by Ivan Carson. The 65 car of Caitlin Tannerhill had that caution come out at the right time. Notice Species Hughes ranks at the top 10. Green flag is out here in the round of Mexico with just around 80 laps left, 90 laps left, and Monaco gets to a giant lead already. That Red Bull car seems unassailable. Meanwhile, Ivan Carson's trying to step around the 2 car, but Caitlin Tannerhill trying to make a dive underneath of him. Here he comes again on Daniels. Tannerhill underneath the pair of them. 4 wide of the lap car. Masana. Tannerhill backs off. Carson doesn't. He's going for second. And Tannerhill sees the opening to go for third. But Carson slides at the racetrack, trying to get around the lap traffic of the 50 and 48 who are dueling for position. Critical positions for both of them because that's both points and independent points. Tannerhill underneath the 27 car, the 27 into the side of the 48, which forces both of them up the track. Jackson in the wall, 65 to second, 63 trying to go for third, but can't get it done. Carson now going back to second on Tannerhill, puts the buffer to the 65 car. Piper has fallen back a bit. Here comes the 27. Though making a move on the inside of the 65, can't really get it done. Not close enough to make the move, though Tannerhill slides a bit wide. Here comes Carson, though the 65 has a better run exiting turn number 2, entering turn 1, or excuse me, that's turn number 4, entering turn 1 again. Tannerhill still desperately holding on for second and putting a hatchet job in the 27 race. More importantly, this is allowing the 83 to get away. I think Tannerhill's aware that she cannot close onto the 83, but Carson certainly can, making a move this time underneath the 65 finally, after 2 laps being held up behind her. He is going to get from the 65. Inge Harrison is close enough to sneak on with him. Sneak on by with him, put him in third. Here comes the 2 car. This was first and second in the round of California. Tannerhill tries to shoot the gap into the 27, which Inge Harrison's going to say thank you very much. Carson will probably be impressed with that, and he's going to lose the position and be stuck behind the 65 again. Meanwhile, this 7 car is back up to 11th. So nice recovery drive made by her, and here's Blackett Regazzoni fighting the 53 car, and this is important because these are 2 car contact. These are 2 cars that aren't usually at the top from the field. They're about 18th at the moment, and they're going for points. Always the midfield battles that are entertaining. Jeffrey is going to clear the 17 though, and hold 18th. This is Regazzoni going to try to fight back, but to no avail. Here's Allison Holiday going the wrong way, losing a position to Beezus Hughes, and into the wall she goes. She's now trying to hold off the 13 car. But Brady Thorne, who's been known to put people in the wall if she feels annoyed. Sounds familiar. Familiar in the terms of the car directly behind her. Anyways, Holiday trying to desperately hold off the 13 car, but she's also trying to let the 50 car go, because if the 50 car goes, well, here's what's going to happen. D. Thorne on the inside of the 56. I think Roy's trying to race the 50 car as well. So I think Masana would love a buffer, and well, why not buffer than 2 cars fighting for a position inside the top 10. D. Thorne is going to clear the 56 and going to try to clear the 50 car. Roy trying to attack the 50 car while he's got the 60 car behind him. Meanwhile, Allison Holiday is trying to hold on to 6, trying to get back to position, overdrives the corner, and puts the 50 in the wall. And Roy says, thank you very much. Here's the 97 car of Beast Hughes having an amazing run. Inside the top 5 as the 1 car pits on lap 191, so does the 27 and the 95. 2 car pits on lap 192. The 83 is going to pit a few laps later. However, another pit stop blunder by the Red Bull team is going to put the 27 car in the lead. Worth noting that, you can see there's the 83 car exiting the pit stop, but yeah, a slow pit stop by the Red Bull camp. Worth noting that pitting now, as you see this leaderboard on your top left-hand corner, pitting now, you can barely make it. It is going to be close. Meanwhile, Eric Monaco has seemingly lost his steam that he had earlier in the race. Meanwhile, this 13 car is trying to unlap herself, and well, I think she wants to not just lap herself, but the 29 I think just gave her a shot. Rich Roy and Brady Thorne do not get along, and this dates back to their title fight back in 2019, where they had 4 separate incidents going for the title. Got pretty ugly. A lot of fists were flying, and a lot of things were said. I think they would both like to take back. D. Thorne unlaps herself from the 27. Roy's going to try to follow it, and I wonder. That 27 car is struggling. Carson's going to lose some more time, and here comes the 2. Inge Erickson has caught the 27 car with about 20 laps to go. More damningly, the 83 car has just set fastest lap of the race. So Eric Monaco's, who we thought slowed down, no, he is charging. Meanwhile, Inge Erickson and the 27 car both are desperately trying to pick their way through traffic, and more importantly, the 2 is trying to find a way around the 27, who Carson just flipped the racetrack. Here comes Erickson, though. The Icelander doing everything she can to go 2 for 2 in the season, while the 27 is trying to not go second for 2 races in a row, but I don't think he can stop her. There he goes, the 2 car. Rich Rare cars are both inside the points, while the 4th place car of Caitlin Tannehill is trying to hand off the 5th place car of Andy Piper. Piper having a good run, by the way. We haven't really mentioned much of them. Not many laps left. There's about 10 laps to go, and the 65's engine can't handle it, apparently. Something's wrong with that car. We believe it's an engine failure. She got loose entering turn 1, needs to get down the racetrack, and Perry Lamont decides to help her. No caution. She's wood onto the inside. Meanwhile, Eric Monaco has gotten past his teammate, who is a lap down, and I think just been bulldozing through traffic for him, and he's now going to get past his 27 car. He has about 3 laps of fresher tires than him, then the 2, and about 5 fresher laps of the 27. Hank Harrison has cut the lap traffic of the 48, the 1, and 13. The 13 is trying to get past the 1 and the 48, but the 48 and 1 are dueling for position. The 4th place car is now trying to catch the 27. That being Andy Piper, and it can't last 5 more laps. That's a shame. 4 to go. Coming to 3 to go, and Eric Monaco has a charge on Inge Erickson, who's desperately trying to get around the 48 and 1. You'd think the 1 would have stomped the Lyra team and go through and win the race. That seemingly is not the case, as she's fighting the 48 car for some reason. Here comes the 2 of the 83. This battle for I think 17th or something unimportant. I shouldn't say unimportant because that's points, but it's going to cost Inge Erickson the lead, as Eric Monaco is going to split her and the lap car. They've just taken 2 to go, and Eric Monaco looks set to take his first career win. He's gotten past wait. Hang on, the Red Bull crew are getting ready for him on the pit wall. Don't tell me. Eric Monaco, I think, is running out of fuel. Yep, they're calling him in. Eric Monaco's first victory has just gone down the drain because he didn't conserve enough fuel. This is going to put Inge Erickson back in the lead, and I think he's trying to pass the 1 car to make a statement. As Dylan Speeds is just trying to get in as much time as possible. Though it doesn't matter. Entering turn 3 and 4, Inge Erickson, who won the round of California, is going to continue Scandinavian sports dominance by taking the second race of the season. Ivan Carson finishes second, making it the top 2 of California. Finishes the top 2 in here, top 2 in Mexico, and Beezus Hughes finished 13 seconds behind the pair of them to get her first podium. Brady Thorne finishes 4th, while Eric Monaco finished 5th. Only a small consolation prize, as Dylan Speeds finishes 6th. Aling Holiday Hart and Daniel ran out the top 10. Hart must be proud to beat the one car, all things considering. Jeff Bonner and Pierre Lamont and Orman used pit strategy to advantages to score points. Rich Roy the same way. Andy Piper, said not running the last 3 laps, managed to score some points and 15th. Zappa 16th. Ree and Brian bring some much needed points to Rich Roy Racing. Wesley Jewell and Alexa Ryan round out the top 20, and same for Rigazzoni, Berlin, Rodriguez, Jackson, Rickshaw, all round out the points. And if we take a look at your driver standings, note how nothing really changes at the top of the standing. However, Eric Monaco's impressive performances manages to put him 3rd. The reigning champion is 4th. Melissa Hart's 2 stand-up performances managed to put her 5th. The series continues its tour in South America as we head to Argentina for the first time since 1981. However, as in the same in this case, it will be at an oval and not the original racetrack. As you look at your rest of your standings, we hope to see you there.